What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P here, back with all the news after Week 16 in our Columbus Aviators franchise, where the Aviators picked up a victory over the Cleveland Browns to move to 11-4 on the season, and that win ended up being huge as the Jags fell in Week 16 to fall to 9-6, which means they are no longer able to win the division. We have officially secured it, so we have some decisions to make here, as potentially we might be sitting some starters. It really depends on what the playoff picture is looking like. Do we have a first-round bye secured? Could we potentially get a bye in the AFC Championship game? We've got some things that we are definitely going to have to look at today as we continue to scout. And like I said before, we found so many players that really came out of the gate strong. They looked pretty solid with their first attribute. There are some pretty good safeties down here. I like that hit power and catching. And after you get by their first trait, like, their skills just drop off dramatically. I don't know what that is right now, but definitely noticing this might not be the greatest draft for that. But again, you know, we are in a position where we can simply focus on drafting project players. We don't need anybody right now to fill in as a starter. Depending on what we do in free agency, we do have some decisions to make. Kendall Wright's likely gone. Casey, we might bring back on a one-year deal. I don't know yet. Sankey, up in the air. Do we bring him back? Do we not bring him back? XxSnEaKyPxx, do we, we got question marks there too. Sean Sutton, Wayne Chapman, and Stevens, we definitely want back. And this is where it's going to start getting tricky for us. Trying to figure out who we can bring back here without crippling our cap in the future, because a lot of these guys are going to want some pretty big contracts, and we're going to have to give it to them. The thing with this is sometimes you can give the players what they're asking for, and they're still going to say no. And that poses an issue. Tyrone Stevens is the player we definitely want back. Now, he has been struggling a bit in recent weeks, but we're gonna offer $1 million more than he's asking for right now. Hopefully that's good enough. If it's not good enough, all of a sudden we only have one last chance to re-sign him. Now, we might be able to throw a franchise tag on him and then try to work it out next year. But ideally, we can just go ahead and bring him back on a long-term deal right now. He did accept it. We are good to go there. Now, Sankey, I'm not too worried about right now. We're going to go into this later. McElroy's another guy we're going to have to debate about. Obviously, we like McElroy a lot. But again, we can't just throw contracts out at every single player we like. The reason being, we like just about everybody on this team. And it could potentially harm us when we're trying to re-sign a guy like Tyson Russell, who is very key for our team. Sean Sutton, luckily, really not asking for a whole lot for the production that we get from him. And, you know, I really do wish Madden would get their act together a little bit more and improve people based on what their production is, rather than just their overall traits. I remember the old Maddens used to do that, and it really made quite a lot more sense. If I can get him on a cheaper deal, I'm going to do that, obviously. So let's do that. 4 years. No reason for him to decline that. So I would imagine I'm giving him a lot more. I'm trying to be fair to him, you know. I know the game has him rated lower, but we actually do value him quite highly. And then Chapman and McElroy, we'll probably visit that later. Again, XxSnEaKyPxx, do we bring him back, or do we trust Brady Rodgers as a backup quarterback moving forward? You know, Rodgers is a rookie. He's a late-round guy. He didn't really look that great in his start earlier. But neither is XxSnEaKyPxx. He's had the reins a few times, and he's never really sold us that he's going to be a guy that we could rely on. And that does pose a threat for us. You know, we don't know if we can trust him or not. Let's go ahead and look at the weekly awards, and then we're going to look at the yearly awards, not all of them. And then Mariota, 2 weeks in a row, making us regret letting him go there. 28-38, 400 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. Luke Kuechly, 2 interceptions, a sack, and 11 tackles. McKnight, 11 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. Then Andy Dalton, 37-52, 5 passing touchdowns, 524 yards for him. Let's go ahead, check out the yearly awards here really quick. And we will see what the MVP race is looking like the last week of the season. Max Austin currently leading the charge for the 9-5-1 Browns. Neither of the top 2 guys here, their teams are not looking all that great. And as you can see here, the Steelers are 13-2, so we have no shot at winning the home field advantage for the AFC Championship game unless the Steelers get knocked out before they get there. But anyway, Broussard number 2, Cam Newton 3, Russell 4, Le'Veon Bell 5, Mariota coming in at 6, Flacco 7, Wilson 8, Roethlisberger 9, and Andy Dalton at number 10. We will check out the standings really quick, though, see what we got going on here, and see if we have that wild card bye secure. And if we do, we don't yet. I don't remember. I don't think we have it yet. Things could change. Things could definitely change. We're going to have to play some starters for a little bit. Because if we lose and the Jets win, all of a sudden, we might not be in as good of a position as we thought we were. And that's something that we're definitely going to have to consider. In fact, I think we just lost to the Jets recently, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely something that we are going to have to do. Let's see. I think I played them. Well, I don't even know. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we just lost to them because I remember Revis had a good game. All of a sudden, you know, this game does have some meaning to us, so it's not over for us yet. We have a lot to prove, guys. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, we're going to be going through all the league stats in the Week 17 news, as well as the yearly awards. If we do have a wild card bye, we'll probably split it up, do one episode, one the other. Otherwise, we're going to have to do it all in Week 17 news. It'll be a long one, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching and supporting this series. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Later.